Well, I'm inside today, not doing a whole lot. I was going to show you these few pieces I found at this site. You can tell this guy, whoever it was, liked guns. These few pieces I'd found there. There's a silver ring. That's the stone that was in it, whatever it is. Some kind of bakelite, but it's a sterling silver man's ring. Old buffalo nickel and a mercury dime. Bullets and casings and several pieces of lead. Found this anchor there too. These signals like this sound really good, brass. Then I found this the other day when I was there. I came close to not digging it, but because it's a combination of some kind of pot metal or iron or brass and then iron. It's the real deal. I broke this off trying to get some of the rust off this barrel, and it snapped, but you can see it's all corroded up, never gonna work again. Needless to say, this is sprung up out of its place. It should be like that on the other side. Either way, I thought it was a neat piece to bring it and show to those that are, I don't know if it's old or not, how old it was, but it's been in the ground a long time. It's probably as old as any of this stuff over here. This 1920s dime and 1916 buffalo nickel, so the site goes way on back. And then the oldest thing I guess I found at that site was this big dandy button right here. So the site's got some age about it, but anyway, that's just I wasn't gonna make a video about metal detecting finds, so to speak. I just thought I would show you that pistol, but what I'm really gonna do is I'm gonna get into this thing right here, because I've left my axe out long enough that I'm going to put it where it belongs, and I'll get back with you. Here's a look at it again. You all have seen it and watched the video probably more times than once, but it goes with these things here from the Sidekick, and most of you have seen this that watches my channel, and that silt right there came a little damage on the bit of it, but anyway, a lot of really nice hammerstones, and what I would consider, while they weren't found in a cache, this is one of the, I mentioned it often, this is what they've done there at that particular site that I've never seen done anywhere else that I've ever hunted. It's just like they made a point to get these big bifaces so far along, and while some of them may have been utilized, I feel like most of them were just crude preforms made up and maybe even retrieved from somewhere else and brought on site, probably not far, but then they just held on to them until they had a need, before they would further reduce them to whatever they needed them for. And then of course I think most people would agree they probably eventually get slimmer and slimmer into a knife form or tool form, depending on the grade of the material, and then from there possibly even into a notched knife, and then possibly something else throughout its life. But huge hammerstone right there. You swear all over it. Choppery deals. But I'm going to have to try to find a place for this, because it came from this site, and it belongs in this case right here, and I'm going to work on finding a place, ideally, it'd be there, but I don't know about replacing that. That in itself is a trophy, for me or any collection as far as that goes. But I'll find a place for it, and I'll ask you if you agree when we get back. See, this is homemade deal right here. You can do that yourself if you got a little skills. think that works right there. I put these bit to bit, kept the hardstone kind of where it belongs. This little pistol. It's the only one that I own that is truly what I would think would be manufactured, more so than just something picked up and used as a makeshift pistol, which could be a number of things. They could even have used this as a pistol, along with a hammerstone. Also, it could have been more like a grinder. I've found several of these in the past where that, not these, but this style of rock, more kind of like this crystal type stuff, where they used as a grinder, and it's just as flat as it could be on one side of it, just near like you shaved it off with a cut saw. And so I'm satisfied they could use these for anything, one or two besides hammerstones, just grinding stones and whatnot. But I'm calling them hammerstones. Little, big, and round, and most of them are roundish looking, but they're kind of faceted in places. People that know how to use hammerstones could appreciate, those that have like little facets on them. When they get so round, what I've seen, people that nap with them, they actually will turn those to where that they do have a more faceted edge to remove flakes that they desire to move. Whereas you couldn't remove them with a round edge like you could with a more faceted edge. Anyway, let you have a gander at these one more time. I love opening this up and looking at it. It never gets old to me. I think it's just so unique. If this had happened on every site that I ever had access to, I might not think no whole lot about it. But being it hasn't ever occurred up until this time at this site, I thought, I'm going to put forth the effort to make it to where I can get some of these better preforms and stuff together in one spot. Let you see kind of how they rolled. And of course, this has nothing to do with the points. They're all over there. What's displayable, and then of course I've got tons and tons and tons of broke stuff. I always do. All right, I won't tarry. You've seen this, and I don't know if there's anything in particular in there that you'd rather see more than the next. We've spent an extensive amount of time on the axe, and best thing that I've ever found, and I'm confident to say it'll probably be the best thing that I ever find, if I ever find another one. I've hunted for 30 plus years, and it's the first complete hardstone axe that I've ever found. I found a piece of a pole for 2 or 3 different ones, but of course if you find the bit, you don't know if it come off a silt or an axe most of the time, and I found several bits which I assumed was silts, because while these are rare, I don't find them except, I may go 5 or 6 years without ever finding one, and I find one that probably that much longer before I find another one. I actually have found 3 in 1 year, 2 at the same site and 1 at another, which was rare. But they come up more often than these do. And but anyway, I'm glad to have them all. Appreciate you watching. I appreciate your videos you're still putting up. Kind of keeps me inspired to go, which I don't have to have that, but I enjoy watching what other people find. When the weather gets right and see some dirt around here, I'll be looking for a few of them. So until then, we'll be talking to you.